Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Journey Midweek Connection. So glad to have you with us today. Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you, ladies, this Friday night is another round of The Grove, and this is going to be a special one. We have a speaker that's coming in that's a marriage and family therapist that's going to be speaking on the subject of shame and how to walk without that controlling your life and talk about it from a biblical standpoint. And so I really hope that you can make it this Friday, 6:30 p.m. And then for all the guys, this Saturday at 8 a.m., we have another men's breakfast. And so we want to encourage you to come out, join us for breakfast, and then a teaching and a chance to discuss with other guys how to apply that teaching to our lives. And so men and ladies, this coming weekend, we hope that you can plug into those things as you can also jump into the other things that we have going on here at Journey as well. Now, for our devotion this morning, I want to start with a question as we kind of get off to a new start in this new year, 2022. And my question is this, not about have you started a New Year's resolution or already given up on a New Year's resolution, but the question is, what are you pursuing? As you think about your life and the time that you spend and energy and money and in all of your focus, what is it that you are pursuing with your life? And also, as you think back on your life, what are some of your more memorable pursuits? As I think about my own life, much of my childhood, a huge pursuit for me was basketball. I grew up around the game. Both of my parents played and coached it, and so I was constantly around it. And so for much of my life, I spent hours and hours in my driveway and in the gym working on the game of basketball, thinking as a young kid that I was going to be a professional basketball player at some point. And then as I got older, I realized that an unathletic kid from South Dakota is probably not going to play at a higher level. But I still wanted to be a good basketball player, and so pursued it. And then in the end, I remember on a bus ride home from the state championship as an 18-year-old, realizing my pursuit of that with much of my life has ended. It's done. Like all the time, all the energy, all the effort, all the mental focus, like it was done. And I'm not saying that it was worthless or that I wasted all of my time. But what I realized in that 6-hour bus ride, and God really met me there, was that I can spend a lot of my life going after pursuits that in the end don't leave me fulfilled and satisfied. I can spend a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of effort, and if it's not for something that's eternal, if my pursuit is not for Him first and foremost, the other things that I'm pursuing in my life are going to leave me empty. And I've had other pursuits that ended much better than my pursuit of basketball. I remember pursuing a redhead girl in my freshman year of college who is now my wife, Lynn, and I pursued her, and I thought about her. I spent a lot of energy and time figuring out who she was and how to pursue her in a way that God would want me to pursue her. And now we've been married for over 13 years and have 3 kids, and God has blessed us in that. And so some of our pursuits end really well, but at the same time, if any of our pursuits that we have in this life go beyond our pursuit of God, we're going to be in an unhealthy place. And so as we start this new year, I want to ask you again, what is it that you're pursuing? To pursue means to follow closely, to chase, to strive to gain, or to seek to attain or accomplish in our life. And so as you think about your life, what is it that you're following closely? What is it that you're seeking after? What is it that you are chasing in your life? Because the reality is we're all pursuing something. And for many of us, we pursue relationships, we pursue careers, we pursue reputations or power or family or love. We pursue significance or maybe even revenge. We pursue healing, comfort, safety. We pursue possessions or health or truth or wealth or pleasure or purpose. We run after those things, but what we find out from Scripture and what we find out in the reality of life is anytime that we pursue one of those things that are of the world, it's going to leave us empty. And anytime we pursue something, even if it's a good thing, more than our pursuit of God, it's going to leave us in an unhealthy place that's once again going to leave us unsatisfied because we're trying to give it the place that God deserves. I want to read Colossians chapter 3, verses 1 through 4 for us. where it says, if then you've been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above. Pursue the things that are above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on the things that are above, not on things that are on earth. For you have died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. So put to death, therefore, what is earthly in you. So Christian, if then you've been raised with Christ, if you're a believer in Jesus, if you have trusted in him, then put to death the things that are earthly in you and put into the right priority the things that are of the earth. And instead set your mind on the things above and seek and pursue the things that are of Christ, namely him himself. Our call as Christians, and in this year that we are walking into, in the highs and in the lows, I want to challenge you to pursue Jesus above everything else. Scripture calls us to pursue a lot of things, to pursue wisdom, to pursue peace, to pursue righteousness and love and goodness, and to pursue the lost and to pursue the treasure that is Jesus. But namely, as we look at all of that, our pursuit should just be of him. That we would go after him like the amount of time and energy that I spent on basketball and then in my pursuit of Lynn, the mental focus and the energy and the emotions where it had my head, my heart, and my actions. It had all of me in a pursuit of those things. That's how our pursuit of God should look like in the year ahead. That he gets everything and he comes first. And so friends, as we walk out this year, what are you pursuing? I hope it's Jesus. Have a great week.